What is up, guys? Aaron OX here. Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys the new Bazaar map that Stylis added in their new update. And so far, this is actually like right now my first blind reaction, like my first raw reaction. So I just hopped into the server, and this is one of the new first maps that came up. So I'm going to try it out and see, if it's good or not, and give you sort of my first impressions. First of all, when it comes to aesthetics, it's definitely reminiscent of sort of like the Desert Storm map, like except this one is a lot more, I guess, a lot more closed off and tight, and there's a lot of corners around. So it's so unlike that other map, it's a lot more smaller, at least in terms of the space you're given, and also it does remind me a lot about Dust 2 from Counter-Strike. So in fact, it really honestly does kind of look like Dust 2. So except a lot more corridors, which in my opinion, so far, like, I just hopped in a match, and so far I haven't really explored much of the area, but it feels kind of like in a way it does feel sort of like similar to the prison map, where there's just so much places where enemies can just pop up and just kill you randomly. So I'm not really sure how I feel about that. So it definitely seems like they're trying to go for, I guess, like the Call of Duty approach, which I've talked about before in one of my previous videos, where I kind of feel like Stylis has a bit of an identity crisis on when it comes to making their maps either feeling more like Call of Duty or Battlefield, which I won't talk about that video again, mainly because I already did, so I'm not really going to bother talking about that. And yeah, I see so like I'm being killed by like people camping in like really like behind boxes or anything. So that's so far, I guess my first impressions just by hopping into this match already isn't really the greatest. I mean, maybe I'll warm up to it later on, who knows. But as of right now, I mean, obviously I'm still new, but so far I guess my first impression isn't really, the most greatest. Alright. Ah, dang, yeah. I mean, speaking of which, this map does remind me of an old map that Stylis used to do. Like, I think it was like in an April Fool's update where they actually did bring Dust 2 into Phantom Forces. It wasn't like in the game very long because it was just sort of seen as an April Fool's joke, so it was kind of more seen as just a joke. So, but ironically, they're actually bringing it back, but just, and I guess in a different form. I will say that I do sort of like the theme of like the bazaar and sort of like the desert areas. So that I do, so that for that I will say that I do kind of like. Okay, I can see you. Alright, let's get this knife kill. Alright. Yeah. So we're gonna capture the flag right now. Oh god. Dude, are you serious? Oh man. Yeah. Yeah, I can sort of see this map being pretty annoying just because there's just so much corners and places to hide. So I'm not sure how well the entire community is going to feel about this, though I have a feeling that's probably, in my opinion, not going to be really mixed or not really great. So hopefully Stylis tries to listen this time. Oh my god, another, like, I hate that. It's just another, like, a guy comes out of the corner and he just pops out of nowhere and just kills you instantly. That is so stupid and annoying. I'm not sure if this map has even been tested in like the testing place. I haven't really been on the testing place in a while, so I'm not really sure. I do know that there are a couple of other maps that are being developed. I remember playing. I remember playing like some sort of like the skyscraper one where you're in like a tall office building. So I do sort of remember that, and I sort of do remember that vaguely, but it definitely feels like that map sort of feels like they're going for a Counter-Strike approach. So again, like it definitely does feel like, again, Stylis is try to be like a lot of different things at once instead of forging their own identity. Like they can't decide if they want to be more like Call of Duty. They can't decide if they want to be more like Battlefield. But now they're trying to be a bit more like Counter Strike, which to me is just really ridiculous because Final Forces and Counter Strike or Counter Blocks, which obviously if you're on Roblox, you know that Roblox already has their own Counter Strike esque game, which is Counter Blocks. But anyways, like Counter Blocks and Final Forces are two completely different games. Like Final Forces is very casual, whereas Counter Strike is um, very competitive and hardcore. Like that's a game that requires a lot of skill and training and practice in order to be really good at. Whereas this game, it's a game that anyone can pick up and play and can enjoy. Whereas Counter Strike, you can't. So it kind of feels weird that they're going for sort of this Counter Strike style of approach in a much more casual gameplay. I mean, I don't know. Like that's just how I feel. And I mean, so far it's not that bad. And oh god, what the hell, dude! I just fell through the map. Are you serious? Wow. So we lost the match. That's not good. All right. So the match just pretty much ended. We lost, but I seem to have glitched through the floor, and now it's pretty much bugged. Like I'm not even in like the weapons menu right now. Geez. Stylis, if you're watching this, make sure you try to fix it. I think even some of the people in the comments, okay, all right, now it's sort of fixed, but even people in the chat are kind of getting worried about this. But yeah, I mean, overall, Bazaar, it's not. I mean, it's not bad, but again, it just feels like Stylis is trying to do different things. But I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys enjoy it? Do you think you'll warm up to it? But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.